And what a difference it makes. That boost of energy, that pure love that comes from caring about another human being, and know that we can feel the difference in vibration this evening. Those of you who have been attending these sessions for nigh upon years now know that the energy is a bit lower, and it is because you are aware of what is going on in the family of this one, and what you are feeling is a mixture of very human feelings. It is sympathy and empathy and compassion, but it is also the stirring up within you of your own memories of when you believe you have lost a loved one. This English language of yours does limit you so much. I have lost them. And yet, what have you learned already this evening? They have not gone over there. They are still here. And we can feel and see the confusion in your energy fields when you hear these words, that they are here, that there is no there. And that is because the human is steeped in the world of duality, where there must be an opposite. If there is a here, then there is an alternate there. But we are telling you that when you pass from this realm, you are closer to the world of no duality. Here as well, in the spirit world, there still exists duality of sorts, but not to the extent that you know in your physical world. You must still have your opposites. Yet, you do not have light and darkness as you have here. You have light that never goes out. And why do we say closer to that non-duality? For ultimately, all is one, and there is only oneness. There is only pure being. Yes, you have heard this word earlier tonight, just be. What do we mean by pure being? We can't give you words for the rest of this event, and yet you may not understand to the extent that you would understand if you were to go back to your homes this evening and sit quietly, still carrying this energy, this expanded awareness in your heart, that you are far more than this story you have believed yourselves to be. And carry this awareness to your homes and sit quietly in the darkness and ask to know yourself as pure awareness. This is a state without words, without labels, without descriptions. How boring, the human says, to have no experience. And yet, it is an experience replete with possibilities. This darkness is filled with light that the eyes see not. This so-called emptiness is your true home. This is the absolute, the true here and now. This is where there is no there. And those souls who pass from here to here realize they have taken one giant step and gone no distance at all. Are you following us?
Yes.
And so, the pure oneness does not even exist completely in the astral realm, which is the label that humankind has given to that here location that your loved ones proceed to when they pass from this here and now. And yet, we will use your English terminology, on the other side of the veil, and that is all that separates you, the thinnest of curtains, see-through for those on the other side of the veil, like your mirrors, where you can see into a room but others cannot see you. Those on the other side of the veil experience a state in which there is no time. Can you imagine wanting to be with your loved ones who are here in physical form, and merely through your intention you are here? This is why there is only here. You are here by merely thinking about it, and you did not have to go there. We could play with this all evening. Would you like us to continue, or do you get it now? You do know, you understand. At a soul level, you understand what we are saying. It is beginning to seep in. There is a part of you that understands this completely, for this is the world from which you came, to this realm. And you came into this realm a blank slate. Yes, your soul carried with it certain characteristics which it is your task to unfold in this lifetime. Yet as a newborn baby, without the impediment of words and labels and symbols, you are that blank slate. And then your parents make the mistake of slapping a name upon you, and suddenly the story has begun. But you cannot live this life without a name. But here as well, it is where the beginning of division, of the awareness of separation begins. Look around you. You see nothing but stories, people with names, people who have identified with male or female, teacher, doctor, lawyer, garbage man. It matters not. In our eyes, all of you are souls, lights, beautiful lights, being what? Human beings for a while. And the story is part of the process. It is necessary, but it is that very story which keeps you from remembering the pure being who you are. And it is so very simple to set the story aside through intention. And so we return to our task for all of you. You will be vibrating a bit higher when you leave here this evening. You cannot help but to do so, for we are bathing you in the light in this very moment. If you are sensitive enough, you will feel it, a bit of a tingling, as if you can feel your very blood flowing through your veins. Can you feel it? We will be silent for just a moment. Be aware. Be aware. Some of you would say, but that is my blood in my veins. And we would tell you that is energy. It is a life force that flows through you, that animates the body. And it is far more than just the blood flowing. For the body looks quite different the moment that the spirit departs. That spirit enlivens you now. It is you. And at another level, it is pure light. An offspring of the one light. You are that. You are an expression of that. And that light wanted to come into form here as you, to live out your story. And the highest vibration, as you have so well passed the test earlier, of course, is love. And that is why love feels so good. And that is why the mother of this one has so many friends in that hospital room right now, for she is radiating it and they flock to her. Oh, what an analogy. Like flies to fly paper. We do apologize for this analogy. English language is a challenge for us, for we give this one concepts, and this is a concept that the husband put into her mind recently, having nothing to do with the mother, but it is the same thing. Love radiated outward attracts. You understand this? You can do this. So many of you seek outwardly for love. But this is why we wish you to go home this evening, vibrating, buzzing like a fly, a bit higher than normal. That is love. That is your light that you have turned up through your own volition, through your own intention, so as to have an experience here this evening of something beyond the ordinary, beyond the story. For your soul knows you are so much more than the story. You do not like to feel pain, you do not like to feel grief, and you do not need to, when you know the story exists for a reason, but you need not be dragged down by it. You are the light. And once you come to know that by sitting in the silence, and asking to be shown who am I, then you will have that experience of pure being. And it is blissful indeed, a bliss that has no opposite. And once you experience it, you will want to come back again and again to this state of being. And once you come back again and again, and you know what it feels like to have no thoughts, to put no words to concepts, to merely sit in the power that is you, why then, when the story gets too much, when you get dragged down by the drama, you catch yourself and you fall into nothingness. No thing, no words, no concepts, just the bliss of being. And you need not fall apart when life becomes challenging. And yet, it is okay when you do. You are allowed to be human. You are here to be human. And now we shift gears and tell you that the story is not to be eschewed completely. It is not a bad thing. As we have said already, you cannot walk through this life without a story. Can you imagine not using names? We do not need names. We know each other by our lights. But you do not have this faculty to the extent that you will when you no longer have the body. And so with your names you walk about and you have your stories, but it is quite a different thing to succumb to the tears and the grief, knowing that it is temporary. It is a release. It is all right to be human. The soul agreed to this. Why not experience all of it? If you deny the sadness and the grief, then you are unbalanced. And this is not an enviable state. Many of you know what it feels like to be unbalanced, and you can be unbalanced by being happy all the time. Do you understand us? Being spiritual does not mean you are always happy. It does not mean you are always at peace. It does not mean you do not suffer, but it does allow you an exit strategy from the suffering. We do not mean leaving this human story. We mean leaving it aside for a while. And you can practice that at will, and that many of you will do this evening. Your heartful mindfulness meditation that was spoken of this evening, quite an excellent opportunity for many of you to practice, and now you will flock to pick up those flyers as you walk out the door, will you not? And it will behoove you to do so if your heart calls you to do so. Always listen to the heart, but you need not be in a group to experience this refined energy of sitting in the power. Your intention, tuning into the heart, serves you well to step away from the suffering, from the story, and experience peace. The peace lies always within. It is like changing a channel with your remote control, and you control the remote, and it never runs out of batteries. You simply remember by reminding yourself, I am not only human. Yes, there is a t-shirt that says that as well. We have given the ideas to spread the word to all of you. That is why you are here. You are emissaries of God, of the source. You will go to the head of the class, and if your ego puffs up at that, that is the human. The soul knows you are here on a mission to be the presence of love, to show others there is an alternate way of reacting to life's ups and downs. Cry if you must. Why do you cry when a loved one departs this life? for you have known love. But we assure you, love never dies. The loved one may go from here to here, across the veil. We hope that it gives you a new sense of peace, knowing they are always here, not there. And by tuning into your heart, you can speak to them more clearly and feel them. And what you label as grief that rises up in the chest, catch yourself before you completely melt down and say, that is love. And I am so grateful to know that and to feel that. And may I take that and honor my loved ones' ongoing presence in my life by sharing what they taught me with others, by sharing what they gave me with others. And that is how you graduate with honors. It is not a tragedy to die. The word strikes fear in the human heart, for you have eons of humans who did not understand they are the light, and death seemed quite final, and there was doubt that there is more. Have no doubt, there is more. You will know soon enough. This is not a threat. Here is right here. You can get to know soon enough by sitting in the silence and traveling to that place to which all of you will return when you shed your body. Do you understand what we have just said to you? You need not die in the physical sense to experience dying daily. What you're doing is setting aside the story to sit as pure being. It is a practice, it is a discipline, it has a payoff that results in peace beyond any understanding. We hope that you will continue the practice and find peace when life's greatest challenges come knocking at your door, as they will, for none of you are immune. But you need not suffer. We hope you have enjoyed our message this evening. It applies to all of you. For all of you are cells in the body of the one being. That is why all of you grieve together, and all of you celebrate life together, and all of you love with all of your hearts, for all of you are love. You came from that. We tell you that you will return to that, but you have never left that. Do you understand this greatest of messages? Carry that in your heart as you return to your dwellings, your physical dwelling, and celebrate the physical body that is a temporary dwelling for the light that never goes out. This is such an important message that we will not be answering questions this evening. We wish to maintain this light which we see now glowing in your hearts. It is a beautiful sight from here. Do you know that you are a blessing to us? Do you know how loved you are? Do you know how special you are? May our presence this evening assure you, you have spirit guides. This one is not at all unique in that regard. All of you have guides. In fact, it would be quite nice if you were to give a bit of gratitude to your team this evening for nudging you to be here this evening. They work quite hard on your behalf. Tireless workers, are they? They love you so very much. Take their love and share it with the world, and that is gratitude enough. We bid you good night.